Sir, in the last session, just we started object-oriented programming through OOPS. Have you remembered, right? Object-oriented programming, okay? By using Python. Python's object-oriented programming, just we started, sir. Python's OOPS concept. So the most dangerous topic, the most terrible topic for most of the Python developers. That's why take a bit very special care about this concept, right? Now, sir, we just took introduction session in the last class. Sir, what is class? And then what is object? And then what is the reference variable? These three things I covered already. Regarding that, these three things we discussed already, right? Sir, if you observe that, if you observe, even I covered a small example also. Yes, what that example we discussed is, I took one student class. I took one student class. Yes, like that. I took one student class. I took. Next for the student class, I defined some two properties, roll number and the name. Next, I defined one method. Next, I created multiple student objects. And then just we called the properties and then we called the methods also by using that. Everyone can aware. Yes, this example, right? These are three words you people should be aware: class, object, reference variable, right? Sir, how to define a class? By using which keywords, sir? How you can able to define a class? By using class keyword, we have to define a class, right? Okay, sir, something like a class student or otherwise class employee. I'm creating my own class, right? Class employee. If you want to provide any description about this employee class, then automatically just within triple quotes, so we have to take a documentation string. This is called what? A doc string. So you can provide description about your class, regarding description about your class. Okay, like next, and after that, whatever variables are required, properties are required for this employee, we have to define somewhere special and def underscore init underscore, like we have to define some special properties here. We require to define some special properties here. So something like employee number, employee name, employee salary, employee address, something like this we are taking, sir. Now self dot enum is equal to enum. I'm taking self dot enum is equal to enum. Ename, esal, like this we are going to take, sir. Self dot ename. Next, and after that, esal, like sir, esalary. Self dot esal is nothing but esal. Self dot e address is nothing but e address, like this I'm taking. Have you just observed that, sir? How many variables we took? Sir? 4 variables we are taking. Observe that a bit very carefully, sir. Four variables we are taking, sir. How many variables we took, sir? 4 variables we are taking. Next, employee, can you please provide your information? If I can ask def info, sir, like immediately is going to print, sir, employee number. Regarding employee number, sir, employee number is just observe that enum. Similarly, employee name, ename, like this I'm taking ename. Employee salary, esal, employee salary, esal. Next, employee salary address is nothing but e address, like this I'm taking, sir. So now take a bit very special care. Employee class contain description. Anyway, you can provide anything, sir. This employee class written by Durga for Python demo session, or otherwise this employee class provide basic information about employee, the basic properties and the methods, whatever required, like this. Next, there are some properties I defined, there are some methods I defined, like this, right? So now by this time, everyone can have some basic idea how you can able to define, how you can able to define, sir, just a class. Sir, observe that the basic idea, but anyway, I didn't cover anything about what is this one, and what about self, what about underscore, and so on. We will discuss in detail. Don't worry, sir. Just try to habitize, try to see. Yes, this is the Python class, like that, right? Okay. Now I want to create an object for this employee. Anyone, can you please tell? Anyone, can you please tell the code? I want to create object for this employee. Yes, how I can able to create the sir code? What is the code for that? Please respond. I forgot. I don't know how to create object, sir. Can you please guide me? I want to create object for this employee. What is the way? At least one line. Can you please tell? Ray, please respond. At least one line. Can you please tell what is the way? How you can create object? Yes, good. Srinu, take a bit very special care. Can you please guide? Yes. So if you want to create object for employee, yes, correct. E1 here here employee. This employee always expecting sir enum, ename, e-sal and e-address. That's why first one is the enum. Second one is ename is Durga, something like this. Next and after that e-sal sir 1000 like this I'm taking, or 10,000 like this. E-address, right, HYD something like this I'm taking. So you know this total thing is how to define a class. Regarding this total thing is how you can able to define a class, right? Class, how you can define a class. But this one is how to create object. So once you create object, but compulsory to hold that object, some reference variable must be required. Regarding some reference variable must be required. So by using that reference variable, I can access. That's why E1 is equal to like this. E1 is equal to like this. So this is the first employee object just I'm creating, sir. Can you please guide? I want to create one more employee object. What is the way? Can I repeat the same thing or not? What is the way? Can I repeat the same or not? Yes, same process only. Now instead of E1, better to take E2, different object. Now 200. Next and after that some 1 like this I'm taking. Next 20,000, and then some Bangalore or otherwise Chennai, something like I'm taking some. Do you know how many employee objects I created? Can you please guide? How many employee objects I created, sir? Ayo, respond, man. 2 employee objects I created. How many employee classes I wrote? 2 classes I wrote. What? Sorry, 1 class I wrote. 1 employee class, 2 employee object. Once we define a class, any number of objects we can able to create, no problem at all. Sir, assume this is the docstring. This is the first method. This is the second method. But what is this? What is the special syntax? What is cell? I didn't cover anywhere. Don't worry much about that. Just aware, sir, this is the way how you can define a class. Next up, this is the way how you can create object. Next and after that, I'm taking E1 dot info. Hey, can you please print information about employee 1? Information about employee 1. Employee 1 information I want, sir. Just I'm taking print star into some 10, some 20 I'm taking, sir. Some 20 characters. So because just only star symbol, can you please print the star symbol like can you please print the star symbol 20 times, like beyond that nothing, sir. Now let me save this code. Yes, test1.py I'm taking. Yes, have you observed test1.py I'm taking, sir. So if I can consider that, what is the output by default we are going to get here py test1.py I'm taking. Can you please observe a bit very carefully, sir? Can you please observe that a bit very carefully? Here it is telling something. Can you please observe? Name enum is not defined. Self enum dot enum. Name enum is not defined. Can you please observe at which line the problem is coming? At which line the problem is coming? At line number 10. At line number 10, name error, name enum is not defined. Line number 10, name enum is not defined. Correct. The reason for that is, yes, don't worry much about. My concentration is just a basic idea. Worry about how to write a class. Yeah, if you want to access properties, self.enum, self.ename, self.esal, self.eaddress. Regarding how you can access properties, right? Self must be required. But what is the self? That part we are going to discuss in detail. Yes. Okay. Now observe that first employee number 100, employee name Durga, employee salary is sir. This extra decoration is coming at the front and at the bottom because of these stars keywords, right? Star symbols, right? Now I want to print the second employee information also. Second employee information e2 dot employee also. Now observe that what the output by default we are going to get. First employee, second employee, like this we are going to get. Any doubt? Any doubt? Everyone in this session got the basic idea. What is a class? What is a class? How to create object? What is the reference variable? Okay, what are various properties are there? Just you require to have it with the Python class terminology, right? Just I'm expecting from you only 3 words, right? What is class? What is object? Next and after that, what is the reference variable? If you feel comfortable up to this, then we have to talk about internal next level internal things, right? Okay, now have a look once. First I want to concentrate about doc string. First I want to talk about doc string, sir. Do you know whatever you are taking here, whatever we are taking here, this is by default considered the doc string. Regarding whatever we are taking, this is by default considered the doc string, documentation string, which is going to provide information about your class. Okay, sir, if you want to access doc string, can you please provide documentation string of your class? Documentation string of your class, like how you can able to get very simple print a student dot underscore doc underscore. Can you please read this line once? What is the special variable, son? What is the special variable? Underscore doc underscore. Okay, like which is going to provide documentation string of your class. Okay, now I'm taking py tester.py. Can you please observe this class developed by Durga for demo purpose? Regarding whatever the thing we are taking here, this thing is by default you can access. If you want, you can able to access like this, right? Sir, we have student. I'm using tomorrow I'm using employee class. I don't know any information about employee. Is there any documentation string configured for that? I want to know. Then automatically print off student or employee dot, like this we can able to use, sir. One thing. Second one, sir, here listen a bit very carefully. This is one way. Or still there is another way is also there. Help of student. Hey, can you please provide help about this student class? Help of student. Now observe that. Now observe a bit very carefully, sir. Yes, sir, this is the help. Help on class student. Now class student business object built-in objects, right? Sir, this class developed by Durga for demo purpose. This class developed by Durga for demo purpose. Directly, it is going to provide complete information, right? Regarding, sir, that's all. So, what is documentation string? What is documentation string? Within the class, how you can able to access documentation string? If you want to aware documentation description about our class, in what ways you can able to get a class name dot underscore doc underscore. Okay, like or otherwise help of that particular class, complete information about that class by default we are going to get. Clear, right? Any explanation is required about this bloody doc string? Documentation string, it's very clear, just a description. In our Java, somewhere you may use what we call doc comments, documentation comments, saying this class developed by Durga, version number, other, next and after that, what is the purpose of this one? Like this, we can able to do that, sir. Yes, we can define multiple doc strings. We can able to define multiple doc strings, correct? Multiple doc strings. Yes, you can able to do that. Nothing will be there. But sir, at a method level, at constructor level, like everywhere you can able to write multiple doc strings. Okay, wherever we are taking help, help is going to provide complete information about that, sir. Okay, sir, that's all. Here complete information about that by default will be there inside help. Sir, if you want to help about a particular class, now it is going to provide. Can you please observe that? Help on class student. Very simple, sir. What it is going to tell that what the array this class contain, how many methods, how many variables. Next and after that, what constructors are there? Complete information you can able to get the help, sir, by using this helper function. Nothing. Okay. Now Next one, very important terminology I have to discuss, right? Take a bit very special care. There are two important words I have to discuss. What is the first important word? Self variable. Very important, sir. What is the first important word? Is self variable. Remember that. So especially the people who are coming from Java background, if any person is there, for him it is easy to understand. This is something like this keyword in Java. Remember this one. The people who are coming from Java background, just keep this word in your mind. Then you can able to understand entire story, sir. This keyword means current object. So within the Python class, if you want to refer current object, then self variable must be required to use. Okay, self variable always pointing to current object. Remember that self is a reference variable. Is a reference variable which is always pointing to okay, current object. First important point you people should aware, sir. So within the Python class, to refer current object, within the Python class, to refer current object, we should use self variable, sir. Remember this one, sir. Inside Python class, I want to refer a current object employee number, man, current object employee salary, current object employee name. How I can refer current object? Yes, for that, sir, self must be required. Sir, where is the proof for that? You people may ask like, observe that carefully, sir. Observe carefully. Here I'm taking, assume the f underscore unit underscore self I'm taking, sir. Okay, sir, self I'm taking. Okay, now here just observe. Can you please print id of self? For which purpose we are going to use id? Can you please tell? ID, address, to find address. Sir, what is the address of the self? Like this I'm asking, sir. Now, yes is equal to student, sir. Yes is equal to student. Sir, I created a student object. Don't get confused. I created one student object, sir. One student object is there. Sir, yes is reference variable for that. Now, sir, this special syntax, whatever we are using, assume it is constructor. What is the constructor? What is the role? We will discuss within few minutes. Whenever we are creating an object, okay, this constructor will execute automatically for this object purpose. Are you getting? So within the constructor, self means always pointing to this object. So self is pointing to this object. So total, how many objects are there here? Only one object. Only one student object is there. But how many reference variables are there? S is one reference variable. Self is one reference variable. Where is the proof? Both are pointing to the same object. Sir, I want to know. Both are pointing to the same object. Where is the proof for that? Very simple, sir. Very simple. Print of ID of yes. Are you getting? Print of ID of yes. If really yes and self both are pointing to the same object, the address of self, address of yes should be same. Correct or not? Can you please confirm? Both references pointing to the same object means yes, address of self should be same. Now please guide, observe. Yes, what is the answer by default we are getting, sir? Yes, this is the answer by default, right? Now take a bit very special care. about this terminology. 322 like so it's very clear. Sir, outside of the class, how you can access object by using explicit reference variable, but within the class, how you can access by using self variable. Remember that, sir. Are you able to get self variable? Like, sir, if I create s2 is equal to student, s2 is equal to student, then whenever you are creating s2, whenever we are creating s2, now whenever we are this constructor is going to execute, at that time self is pointing to this s2. Sir, you are talking about which object? You are talking about which object? Self is always pointing to that object, right? Okay, we are talking about which object? Self is always pointing to that particular object. Okay, now you will get much clarity. Observe this. I saved this code. Okay, have a look once, sir. Sir, I created even object. I created even object. Can you please observe what are the values? Observe that. What are the values? 100, Durga, 10,000, Hyderabad. Like these are the properties, right? These are the properties. Whenever we are creating object, even is equal to like this. Whenever we are creating like this, what will happen is, sir, even is the reference variable. Whenever we are creating, automatically this constructor will be executed. Automatically this constructor will be executed. Right? Now this constructor is keeping self.enum is equal to enum. Sir, you are providing 4 values. First value, second value, third value, fourth. All these values are coming for this reference variable. Self.enum is equal to enum. Have you observed? Enum is equal to self means current object enum is equal to this enum. Whatever value you provided 100. Next, self.ename is equal to self.ename is equal to whatever value you provided. This ename is nothing but Durga. Next, self.esal is equal to sir 10,000 something like self.e-address is equal to Hyderabad something like we are going to get. Are you getting right? Are you able to understand? So self can be used to refer current object. Was current object employee number, current object employee name, current object employee salary, current object employee address. Okay, self can be used to refer current object, right? Okay, well, sir, you created current object. Okay, now I'm asking event.info. Hey, can you please provide? Can you please provide event.info? Can you please provide event.info? Even object info like this. Then immediately this one is going to come. Okay, so now current object, which is the current object? On which object you are calling info? On which object you are calling info? Current object, same employee number. Current object employee name, current object employee salary. Like how you can able to access which is the current object, sir, on which object you are calling. For that self variable we are going to use. Now everyone can able to understand? Everyone can able to understand? Okay, yes, self means what? Self means what? The current object. Again, self means what? The current object, right? Current object. Now I have one small doubt. One student is asking, sir, instead of self, can I use even name? Remember that here scopes are different. Where you declared even, within the class or outside of the class? Within the class or outside of class? Even, where you declared even outside. If you declare a variable outside of the class, how it is available within the class? Are you getting that? How it is available within the class? That's fine. Within the class, you should not use even. Even should be used outside of the class. Okay. Within the class, to refer current object, some variable must be required. That variable itself is nothing but self variable, right? Remember, everyone can able to understand, right? Yes. Okay. First important point, you people should aware, sir. Next, if you declare even here, yeah, Shivataya, how you can pass even as the argument? How you can pass even as the argument? Where class ending means this is the class ending, sir. Line number 15. This is the class completed. Once a class completed, now I'm talking about objects of that class. This is outside of the class. Baswaraj. Okay, well, Shivateja, how you can pass even as the argument? Can you please? Just I'm creating an object. Just I'm creating an object. You can't pass. You can't. How you can pass this one as the object? Okay. So make sure you should aware what is self. What is self? Self always pointing to current object. Remember that self is always pointing to current object. Current object within the class. If you want to refer current object, then we should go for self, sir. Okay, sir, which object you are creating? Sir, I'm creating even object. So within the class, to refer even, self must be required. Sir, while as this code is executing, self is always pointed by even. Remember that. Okay. Similarly, as long as you are talking about E2 object, self is always pointing to E2 object. Whenever you are asking even.info, you are asking about even.info. So inside info, self always pointing to info, even object. Okay, outside of the class, you have even and E2. But within the class, to refer current object, some variable must be required. That variable itself is nothing but self. Sir, any doubt? What is the purpose of self? Yeah. What is the purpose of self? Now observe that self is a reference variable which is always pointing to the current object. Within the Python class, to refer current object, we should use a self variable, right? Okay. Like next 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, come to the next point. Shivteja. Sir, here assume that info taking how many arguments? Info method taking how many arguments? Please guys, info method taking how many arguments? Think a bit very carefully. All your doubts by default will be clarified automatically. Oi, Divya, info method taking how many arguments? Info method taking how many arguments? Only one argument. Only one argument. Only one argument. What is that argument? What is that argument? Self. Remember that. Next, sir, this is special method. What is the special method? We will talk. Don't worry about that. This is special method taking how many arguments? How many arguments? How many arguments? 5 arguments. 5 arguments, right? Okay, well. Now the conclusion is for every instance method and the constructor, assume that this is the instance method, object related method, because we are talking about objects. We will discuss what is instance method, what is the constructor, how many types of methods are there, and so on. For every instance method and the constructor, the first argument should be self, sir. If you observe that self, here remember this one, the first argument for constructor and the instance method is always self. Remember all the conclusions I'm taking. The first argument to the constructor and the instance method should be self, sir. Okay, remember, sir, it should be self compulsory. It should be self. Sorry, here self is there. Here also self is there. Without self, you can't tell that it is the constructor. You can't tell that it is the instance method. Okay, well, next, observe very carefully. Next point. Let me complete my discussion, and then automatically your doubts by default will be clarified. Otherwise, I will discuss. Don't worry. First, observe my concentration properly. My discussion. Here, the first argument to the constructor and the instance method should be self. Excellent, man. Now the point is, have a look once about this one. Now the point is, here info method taking how many arguments? Can you please guide? Info method taking how many arguments? Please respond. How many arguments info method is taking? Only one argument. Well, init method taking how many arguments? How many arguments? 5 arguments. 5 arguments. Excellent. But whenever we are calling info method, am I passing any argument? Observe that. Am I passing any argument? Then still it is executing. Still it is executing. Valid. If I execute this code, happily it's going to provide the corresponding output, sir. It's going to provide corresponding output. Still it's executing. Who is the responsible to provide the value for this self? Who is the responsible to provide the value for this self argument? Python virtual machine. Remember this one, sir. Who is the responsible? Python virtual machine. We are not required to pass the value for self variable. Internally, Python virtual machine is always going to provide the reference of current object automatically. Remember that, okay? Sir, PVM is responsible to provide, okay, value for self argument, and we are not required to provide explicitly. We are not required to provide explicitly. Very, very important conclusion, sir. Very, very important conclusion. Make sure, sir. So who is the responsible to provide? Python virtual machine is the responsible to provide value for self argument, and we are not required to provide explicitly. Any doubt? Any doubt? Are you able to understand this point also, right? Okay, well. So now what is the self? What is the self? Next, and after that, what is the purpose of self? Next, sir, self is a reference variable which is always pointing to the current object. Within the Python class, to refer current object, we should use self variable. Sir, the first argument to the constructor and instance method should be self. We are not required to provide the value. We are not required to provide the value. Who is the responsible to provide? Python virtual machine is the responsible to provide, sir. Now, with this knowledge, can you please think a bit very carefully? Observe that, sir. I'm creating E1 is equal to, can you please create employee object, 100, employee number, Durga employee name, 10,000 salary, and Hyderabad is the address. So the values whatever we are passing coming year, because these are the arguments, right? But what is about self? Python virtual machine is the responsible to provide self. Now have a look once. Sir, self.enum means current object enum is equal to whatever value enum you are taking. Enum means this means whatever the value you are passing. Are you getting? So to refer current object members, compulsory some variable must be required inside a class. That variable itself is nothing but self variable. Who is the responsible to provide these self variables? Are Python virtual machine. Now self.ename like this, right? So self means current object. Current object ename is equal to, like, current object ename is equal to ename, sir. Ename means this is the value, sir. Ename means this is the value. Whatever value you are passing, Durga, you are passing. Now Durga will be assigned. So inside a class, if you want to access current object, to refer current object, some variable must be required. That variable itself is nothing but self variable, right? Now observe that. E1.info. Hey, can you please call info on E1 object? Can you please call info on E1 object? Sir, this is the E1 object. Immediately Python virtual machine is going to call info method. But inside info method, to refer current object, current object means E1. Some variable must be required because E1 is available outside, but not inside a class. So within the class, to refer current object, compulsory some variable must be required. What is that variable? Is self, right? Sir, employee number, self.enum. This current object enum, whatever the value is there, can you please provide? Current object ename, whatever value is there, can you please provide? Current object esal, whatever the value is there, can you please provide? current object e address, whatever value is there, can you please provide something like to refer current object inside Python class, some special variable must be required, which is nothing but self, which is always provided by Python virtual machine. The first argument to the constructor and the instance method should be compulsory self only. We can declare properties by using self. We can access properties by using self. Remember this one, sir. 1 minute. Okay. By using self, we can declare instance variables, object related variables. You can declare by using self, right? Next, by using self, we can access instance variable values, instance variables, right? Sir, have you observed? By mistake, if I'm not using self, immediately I got error saying where is enum, where is ename, where is ecell, where is e address? Like immediately I got error. But once I'm using self, then automatically the problem by default got resolved. So this is nothing but self story. Just I will clarify your doubts. First, observe all the conclusions. Right? Self is a reference variable which is always pointed to the current object. So self means inside a Python class there is one special variable which is always pointed to the current object. By using this self, we can refer current object. We can refer current object. The first argument to the constructor and instance method should be self. Python virtual machine is responsible to provide value for self argument, and we are not required to provide explicitly. So we can declare instance variable, we can access instance variable by using which variables are self variable, right? Thoda knowledge about self, I hope you are getting. Now I will clarify your doubts, sir. Can you please, can you please ask? Sheshaya, he is asking. So constructor or method self ID is same because both are referring same object. Both are referring same object. It may be constructor or it may be method. That's why self is always pointing to current object. Sheshaya sir, are you able to understand? Because on which object you are talking about, which object, that object related variable is nothing but self. Suppose I'm talking about E1, then sir this self is nothing but pointing to E1 object. If you are calling E1.info, self is pointing to info object. Self is pointing to E1 object, like this, right? Okay. Next, Basaras. But in Java, we don't pass this as the argument. So how does it differ? Correct. In Java, this is a keyword is there. Okay, this keyword is there. This always refers current object. But in Python, self is not a keyword. Self is not a keyword. To refer current object, no keyword is available in the Python. That's why explicitly we have to declare. But Python virtual machine is provide the value. Basavaraj, are you able to understand? Yeah. Next, Sir Shivateja is asking doubt. My doubt is anyway that the method is pointing to the current object due to self. Again, why to use a self.enum? We can simply use unum. Yes, excellent point. Can you please observe that? Can you please have a look once? What is the Shivateja's doubt is? Observe carefully, sir. What is his doubt is? Anyway, observe that. Anyway, self is pointing to the current object. Sir, anyway, the method is pointing to the current object due to self again. Why to use a self.enum? We can simply use enum like this, right? Yes. The answer for that is, sir, inside info, enum is equal to 888 I'm taking. Enum is equal to 888 I'm taking. What is this one? Local variable. Are you getting that? What is this one? Local variable. Shivateja, local variable. If it is a local variable, sir, if I'm not using self, then which variable is going to come? Local variable is going to come or object related variable is going to come? Have you observed, Shivateja? If I use enum, I didn't use self, then automatically which variable will come? Local variable will come. I don't want local variable, man. Current object enum I want. Observe that. Observe, I'm not using self. I'm not using self. Just what is the output by default we are going to get? Sir, employee number 888, employee number 888 is coming. Sir, why 888 is coming, man? I provided 100, I provided 200 like this. Are you getting? 100 is the employee number, 200 is the employee number, but your answer is always for all the employees 888. So to differentiate local variable and current object variable, we are going to use self. If I use a self dot enum, now observe that. Now observe perfectly 100 current object, the corresponding object related employee number is coming. Shivateja, I hope you are getting got clarified. Okay, well, next up, because we are at very beginning of the OOPS concept, you may have n number of doubts. Don't worry, happily you can ask. First level, you have to get clarity. Next, yes, Shankar is asking another doubt, sir. We can give self, any variable is equal to enum or ename. We can give self. Shankar, what it means? Okay. I mean, you are asking, either name is always self, or can I use any name? That's about your doubt, right? Is it always self, or can I use any name? Is it? What's your doubt? Shankar. Self dot any variable you can, self dot any variable we can give. Yeah, here related to employee, which properties are there? Related to employee, which properties are there? Sir, those properties we have to declare. Regarding which properties you want for your employee, self dot enum, self dot ename, self dot eSelf, self dot eAddress, self dot sir age, employee age. Like sir, what properties you want, those properties only you require to use. Whatever the properties we are using by using self, these properties will become instance variables related to that object. Shankar, getting right? Any variable based on your programming requirement, any variable you can take. Okay, you are talking about this one. Just wait for a minute, sir, because these doubts by default for most of the people are there. Yes, Shankar. Yes, I'm unmuting you. Can you please ask? Shankar.
Yes. Okay.
Can you please ask your doubt? Shankar, I can able to hear you. Can you please?
Okay. One question, sir. Okay. One question. It should be the same argument as int, like e number, e name, and e cell we have given. So it should
Okay.
be same. It should be same inside the self dot enum also. I mean, local variables.
Correct.
And then
You are
variables
talking
will be
about
carried.
info method. You are talking about init method mappings. Correct, right? Whatever variable names you used, whatever variable
Okay.
names you used, regarding we used same names only. Here we are allowed to access. By mistake, if you are taking any other, immediately error by default we are going to get. Now have a look once here. Which variables are available? Enum, ename, eSal, eAddress. You can access only these variables inside info method. Shankar, are you getting?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And once
Suppose by
again, I'm.
mistake, assume that by mistake, here you declare enum. Now I'm taking enum 1. Enum 1,
Okay.
1, I'm asking. Now observe
Okay.
that Python virtual machine will give left and right. Array, current object you are asking about enum 1, but current object having only these 4 properties. Where is enum 1? Like this it's going to ask. Observe that. Are you getting? What is the error by default we are getting? Employee object attribute error, employee object has no attribute named with enum1. Clear, right,
Okay.
Shankar?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the remaining people, okay, well, yeah, yes, sir, because we are at very beginning, let me clarify. Difference between constructor and instance. Yes, we will discuss Shivateja. That part is there. Next. Here just Abhigya Java. Just there is one small point you people should aware, sir. Especially the people who are coming from Java background. Don't use Java knowledge in Python, because some only 10% of the cases matching will be there. 90% of the things difference is there, sir. Okay, there is one difference I want to show for you. Just observe that. Don't get confused. Sir, I want to take employee class in Java. I'm taking employee class. If you want to declare instance variables are related to employee, where we have to declare within the class, I have to take enum, I have to take ename, like this I have to declare, sir. Within the class, whatever the variables we are declaring, these variables are by default considered as instance variables. These variables are available for every object. But this is the Java story. But in Python, we are not having such a type of facility. Where we have to declare instance variables inside Python. Here, def underscore init like this, right? Init like this. Within this, the special syntax is called constructor. Within this one, whatever variables we declared by using self, those variables are by default considered as instance variable. You never going to declare within the class directly. Have you observed, right? Where I declare self.enum, self.ename, self.isar. So inside constructor, if any variable you declare, that variable is by default considered yes. That variable by default considered yes, instance variable. So in Java, we require to declare here, but in Python, we require to declare inside constructor by using self. Abhigya, are you able to understand? Okay, yeah. Next point, sir. Next one, sir. We can replace self with a single letters for easy writing, as self is not Python inbuilt. Excellent. Wait for a minute. First, all the people, let them get the clarity about self, and then last point I will cover that. Self, any variable we can give. Yeah, same Shankar. If we do error creating index of, what will happen? What is this one? Sorry, if we do Santosh, if we do any error creating index of, what is the meaning of index of, man? 1 minute. 1 minute. Santosh is asking this doubt. I didn't get his doubt. 1 minute, sir. Can you please observe that? What is your doubt, Santosh? Sir, if we do any error creating index of means creating object, where is the index? Santosh. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of? If we enter like this, what will happen? Correct. If we enter, yes, like this. Here, 1 minute. If we enter like this, what will happen? What will happen? Like his doubt is like have a look once. E1 is equal to like this. You want to do that. You want to do instead of this line. If I can take like this, 100, 10,000, Durga and Hyderabad. If you are going to take like this, what will happen is in Python, no, you are not going to specify the type. You are not going to specify the type. Whatever first value you are passing, it will become enum. Whatever second value you are passing, it will become ename. Remember that it will become ename. Now ename value will become 10,000. E-sal value will become Durga. Next, e-address value will become Hyderabad. Okay, mismatch will be there. Yes, nothing will happen. But the problem is mismatch by default will be there. Okay, now if you want to observe that, if you want to observe this one, I don't want like this. E1 is equal to like, now E1 dot info I'm calling. Now observe this one. Now observe this. Sir, what is the output by default you are going to get? Can you please observe that? Employee, EMPLO, E capital I hope. Employee, E capital, right? Yeah. Now observe that. What is the output by default you are going to get? Here, one missing. 1 minute on. Here also there is a mistake. Yeah. Now observe that I made proper things. Now observe that carefully, sir. Yes. Yes, have a look once. Have a look once. Employee number will become 100. Employee name will become 10,000. Are you seeing the mismatch? Yes, that's what is going to happen. That's why type safety is not there in Python, man, because it is a dynamically typed programming language. Okay, well, next, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, please think. Yeah, can we create object like this? Can we create object like this? Why not? Shashidhar Reddy, you are allowed to create like that, no problem. You can use self as your own variable name also, acceptable, right? We can't declare variables inside the class directly and outside of all methods. If yes, what are those variables? Yes, I'm not seeing your name. What's your name? Who asked this doubt? Sir, we can't we declare variables inside the class directly outside of all methods? Sir, I want to declare a variable inside a class directly outside of all variables. What's your name? Who asked this doubt? I'm not seeing your name. Yeah. Durga is the string or whatever such type of things are not available in Python, Shravan Kumar. Okay, whatever the value you are providing based on that type will be considered automatically. Okay. Here type safety is not there. If you want a type safety, before assigning this value, whether this person provided string type or not, if it is not string type, immediately raise error. Basavaraj, we have to write the code explicitly like that. Okay. Now, yes, Shivateja, if you are going to pass the value, okay, no problem. By keyword also you can able to do that. Suppose I can solve this problem. Enum is equal to next one after that esal is equal to next one after that enum is equal to next one after that e address is equal to like this. If you pass by keyword, now the problem will be solved. Now the problem will be solved, because in the case of keyword argument the order is not important. Are you getting? Now perfectly it's going to come. Okay, well, that's all. Now one more thing, we can't declare instance variables without init constructor or not. Yeah, there is a concept is there I will discuss, don't worry about that. Next, it is mandatory to declare variables inside init. Yeah, Basaras. Now take a bit very special care. How many people are getting idea about self? How many people are getting idea about self? Can I expect minimum? Yes, the variables which are declared inside a class, if you want to declare variables, we should use a self man. Next and after that, if you want to access the variables, then we require to use a self. Next and after that, for declaring, for accessing, self must be required. Within the class, self is always pointing to current object. The first argument to the constructor, the first argument to the instance method compulsory should be self. We are not required to provide value. Python virtual machine is responsible to provide values. Up to that, okay. Now, next point, listen. Sir, some people are asking, I want to declare a variable within the class directly. Is it possible or not? Yes, man, possible. Such type of variables are called class level variables, static variables, right? That part we will discuss. Don't worry, but it's not instance variable. Remember. Next, some people are asking, sir, compulsory we have to declare instance variable inside constructor only? No, sir. Multiple places are there to declare instance variables, but usually we are always going to declare inside a constructor. That is the common programming practice. Remember that. Next, one more doubt, sir. Sir, you are always using self, sir. You are always using self. Instead of self, I want to use just a yes. I want to use just a yes, sir. Just a yes, sir. Is it acceptable or not? Can you please tell? Is it acceptable or not? Yes, it is also one local variable related to this one. What is it? Is it acceptable or not? Can you please guide? No. Yes. Sir, this much story you discussed about self. Now that self you are replacing with yes, how it's possible, sir? Like, remember, yes, it is not a Python predefined word. Remember this one. It is not a keyword. It is not a keyword. Whatever variable you are taking as a first variable internally, my Python is going to consider that self only. Whether we are using the name self or yes or delf, you can use any name, no problem at all. Okay, remember that. Here I'm using yes. I'm using yes. Perfectly, it's going to work, sir. Perfectly, it's going to work. Name is 100 Durga, like this. Sir, here I don't want to use self here. I want to use x. For this info, I want to use x. Sir, whatever the first argument you are passing itself is nothing but internally treated as a self. Remember that, sir. Here for the constructor, first argument yes. That's why s is always pointing to the current object. For this info, first argument is x. X is always pointing to the current object. Are you able to get right? So instead of self, we can use any name, no problem at all. Instead of self, we can use any name, but recommended to use self. Remember that, but recommended to use self. Observe that. Clear? Almost most of the people doubts got clarified about self, sir. Okay, but anyway, just better to get some basic idea about self, so that the remaining things will become very, very easy for you people, right? Any doubt? Still, anyone having the doubt about self? Including name of the self also, we covered everything right. Okay, that's all. So just observe, self is a reference variable which is always pointing to the current object. Within the Python class, to refer current class object, we should use a self variable. The first argument to the constructor inside and instance method should be self. Python virtual machine is responsible to provide value for self argument. We are not required to provide explicitly. Remember that. By using self, we can declare instance variable. We can access instance variable. Like this, we covered all these points, right? So better to copy paste these conclusions anyway for you people. Okay, that's all. There ends the story of self keyword. Almost all your doubts. Now the next thing what I require to talk. Now the next thing what I require to talk, sir. There is one special concept we are using. Underscore init. Sir, what is this one, sir? What is this one? Remember that constructor story. Remember constructor story. Sir, the people who are coming from other languages, I mean Java especially. Sir, this is my employee class. I want to take constructor. Can you please guide the people who are coming from Java background how to write the constructor? How to write the constructor for employee class? Yo, respond, man. How to write the constructor for employee class? Compulsory. Name of the class and name of the constructor must be same. Do you know employee? Like this we are going to take. Correct, right? Employee. Like this we are going to take. Now class student I'm taking. Then for the student class, which is the constructors are student like this. Okay. So in Java, the name of the class and the name of the constructor must be same. Sir, if you are taking like this, it is the constructor. If you are taking like this, it is the constructor, sir. But in Python, we are not having any such type of rule. Okay, what is the rule is? the name of the constructor is always fixed, sir. That name is underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Beautiful word. Because the reason is we are not required to remember for every class a separate constructor. Just simply the name of the constructor is always underscore underscore init underscore underscore like this. Sir, whether you are taking sir employee class or student class or customer class, this name won't be changed. Remember that, okay? So the name should be always underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? Up to this is the clear, right? Yes, the name should be same. Yeah, Arsha, correct. Okay. Now the second point, sir. When the constructor will be executed, whenever we are creating an object, constructor will be executed automatically. Remember that, sir. Whenever we are creating object, constructor will be executed automatically. And sir, we are not required to call explicitly. Remember this one, we are not required to call explicitly, sir. Whenever we are creating an object, automatically the constructor by default will be executed, sir. Sir, I'm creating this employee object, automatically this part will execute. That's why responsible to perform initialization with your provided values. Are you getting? So constructor will be executed automatically. We are not required to call explicitly. Remember that, okay? So next, what is the main purpose of constructor? The biggest objective of the constructor is, can you please tell what I'm taking? Self.enum, self.ename, self.esal, self.eaddress. We are declaring and initializing instance variables related to that object, where we have to do that inside constructor. So the main objective, the main purpose is to declare and initialize instance variables. Right, sir? I want to declare instance variable. Where we have to declare? Inside constructor. I have to perform initialization for that instance variable. Where we have to perform? Inside the constructor. Remember this one, sir. Now I have one more doubt. Can you please guide? How many times constructor will execute per object? I'm creating one object, sir. How many times constructor will execute? Only one. For every object, sir, constructor will execute only once. For every object, constructor will be executed only once. Remember this one, sir. Next, sir, all these things with examples we are going to discuss. Don't worry, just better to keep some points in your mind. Sir, name of the constructor. Here there is a special keyword. Constructor is a special method in Python. The name is always underscore init like this, right? Constructor will be executed automatically at the time of object creation. The main purpose of constructor to declare and initialize instance variables, right? Per object, constructor will be executed only once. Next, can you please tell constructor taking how many arguments? In this case, how many arguments? 5 arguments it's taking, sir. Sir, every constructor should take at least one argument. That argument should be self. Self must be compulsory, sir. After that, if you want, you can take any number of values, no problem at all. So constructor can take at least one argument. Remember that. Clear, man? Clear? I will explain by using examples these constructors story. But anyway, self keyword, self variable story, it's already completed, right? Next, sir, is the name compulsory underscore init underscore? Yes, you are not allowed to change the name. It is not self. Self name you can change, but this name you can't change. If you are taking some x1 or some y, so Python can't recognize that. Okay, one thing. Next, we will discuss, Shankar. These names are not instance variable names, dummy names. Instance variable names should be these things, right? By using self, whatever we are declaring, these are instance variable names, and these are not standard names. Any name you can use. Suppose I'm taking A, B, okay, C, and D. I'm taking A, B, C, D. Now here A, here B I'm taking, here C I'm taking, here D I'm taking, like that. Shankar, getting right? Yes, we can use print statements inside init. Okay. Yeah, that's our just I'm stopping the session. Tomorrow we will discuss much more things, right? Okay, just the people who are continuing that Django, actually you can continue that.